Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. For races, for wins, and an early championship lead, Marc Marquez is on fire in 2025. But as he heads to the Circuit of the Americas, a track where he's been dominant in the past, the 8-time world champion is keeping one thing in mind: his costly mistake here in 2019. Could history repeat itself, or will Marquez continue his perfect season? Former MotoGP champion Pecco Bagnaia is looking to bounce back at COTA after a challenging start to 2025. But after hinting at a potential switch back to last year's Ducati, the Italian has now clarified his remarks, insisting his focus remains on unlocking the full potential of the GP25. Is MotoGP's hottest young talent on the move? Amid growing speculation about a switch to VR46 Ducati for 2026, Pedro Acosta has spoken out, insisting his commitment to KTM remains firm. But with the Austrian brand facing a tough start to 2025, questions about his future aren't going away. MotoGP World Champion Jorge Martín is set to make a surprise appearance at COTA this weekend. While still recovering from injury, the Aprilia rider will join his new team in Texas as he prepares for a potential return to racing in Qatar. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. The Circuit of the Americas has long been Marc Marquez's playground. But despite his 7 wins at the Texas Circuit, one race stands out: the 2019 Grand Prix, where he crashed out of a commanding lead. That moment, which ended his streak of 6 consecutive COTA victories, serves as a warning to the now factory Ducati rider as he looks to keep his momentum in 2025. I know that expectations are higher and higher for every race, and the results don't help to calm expectations. That's why I think about 2019. It was the only circuit where I made a mistake, and I don't want overconfidence to create another situation like that. Quote from Marquez. Marquez has dominated the opening rounds of 2025, taking all 4 victories from pole position. But despite his flawless start, he remains cautious heading into one of the most demanding tracks on the calendar. While Marquez has been unstoppable on the GP24, he insists that he and Ducati are still refining their partnership. Every session, I feel the bike more. I feel the limits. I feel comfortable. Also, the connection with the team is getting better and better. That's an ominous sign for his rivals, who are already struggling to keep up. Marquez starts the weekend with a 16-point lead over his younger brother, Alex Marquez, while former MotoGP champion Francesco Bagnaia looks to bounce back after a slow start to his title campaign. While Marquez is the clear favorite at COTA, this weekend won't be without its challenges. Bad weather is forecasted for Friday morning's practice session, which could throw an extra curveball into preparations. Additionally, the competition is closing in. Ducati's factory and satellite riders, along with Yamaha's Jack Miller and KTM's Pedro Acosta, will be pushing hard to disrupt Marquez's dominance. Marquez, however, remains locked in on the bigger picture. We need to stay focused, fully concentrate, and do our best every session. With the European leg of the season looming, Marquez has the chance to further solidify his early lead in the title fight. A win at COTA would extend his unbeaten streak and send a clear message to the grid: this is his championship to lose. But with rain in the forecast and a field hungry to challenge him, can Marquez avoid another 2019-style mistake? Marc Marquez has started 2025 in dominant fashion, but COTA is a reminder that no season is ever perfect. Will he continue his winning ways, or will the Texas Circuit provide another twist in the championship battle? We'll find out this weekend. Pecco Bagnaia's start to 2025 has been anything but smooth. While his teammate Marc Marquez has dominated, Bagnaia has struggled to match his pace, finishing outside the top 2 in every race so far. After Argentina, the Italian made a surprising comment about possibly reverting to the GP24, leading to speculation about his confidence in the current Ducati. But speaking on Thursday at COTA, Bagnaia walked back those remarks, explaining that he misspoke. With Ducati retaining much of the GP24's DNA in this year's model, Bagnaia knows the potential is there, especially with Marquez proving its capabilities. Unluckily, I'm not very good at explaining things in English. What I meant to say is that I want to get back the feeling I had with the GP24, not switch bikes. I know the new bike has better potential. Marc is showing it. I just need to focus and find my feeling again. Quote from Bagnaia. So, what exactly is holding Bagnaia back? According to the Italian, the issue is his corner entry speed, one of his key strengths in previous seasons. I'm missing in the entrance to the corners. That was always a strong point for my riding style, so we have to focus on improving that. It's a problem he'll need to solve quickly, as his points deficit is already growing. Heading into this weekend, Bagnaia sits 31 points behind Marquez in the championship. Historically, COTA has been a difficult track for Bagnaia. His only podium in Austin came in 2021, and last year he finished a distant 5th. This time, though, he believes he can be stronger. Bagnaia and his team have spent the break analyzing his struggles, and he insists they've taken the right steps. It was not the ideal start in terms of feeling, but I finished all races in the top 4. I feel good because I know I can be faster here compared to Argentina. We train well and analyze everything, what I can do better, what to improve. I think we prepared well for the weekend, and we have to try to be competitive from Friday morning. The biggest question is whether Bagnaia can stop the Marquez momentum. The Spaniard has been untouchable so far and has an unmatched record at COTA, with 7 wins since 2013. For Bagnaia, closing the gap starts with refining his riding style and regaining his confidence in the GP25. We just have to be calm and keep working. The potential here can be higher. Pecco Bagnaia may have dismissed talk of switching bikes, but the challenge remains the same, getting back to the front. Can he close the gap to Marquez at a circuit where Ducati has historically struggled? We'll find out this weekend. Ever since his impressive rookie campaign, Pedro Acosta has been linked with a future at Ducati. But those rumors hit overdrive after his participation in Valentino Rossi's 100 km of Champions event last winter. Now, with KTM struggling and Acosta sitting 9th in the standings, speculation is growing that VR46 Ducati could be his destination in 2026, despite his multi-year contract with KTM. Speaking on MotoGP's Gear Up show, Acosta set the record straight. The 20-year-old remains focused on his current challenge, but acknowledges that success with KTM is no easy task. I came to KTM with a clear dream, and the dream is still there. We know it's not an easy target, but it's part of the game. For this, we have to be calm, don't listen to the guys outside the team, and that's it. Quote from Acosta. KTM's financial struggles have added another layer of uncertainty to Acosta's future. The Austrian brand entered self-administration over the winter, and on track, their 2025 season has started poorly. Acosta crashed out of the Thailand GP, and while he salvaged 9th place in Argentina, it's far from the expectations many had for the former Moto2 champion. With factory riders Brad Binder and Jack Miller also struggling, KTM has yet to show podium contending pace in 2025. That only fuels speculation that Acosta could be looking elsewhere. Last year's America's GP was a breakthrough weekend for Acosta. He qualified second and finished runner-up, proving his talent at the highest level. Now, with unsettled weather forecasts for Austin, the Spaniard sees an opportunity to shake up the order. Acosta believes KTM could capitalize on limited setup time if rain disrupts practice. The goal? Stay calm and avoid mistakes as he looks to get back into contention. Maybe Austin was one of the best weekends we had last year. It's true that it's not the start of the season we were dreaming of, but it's a long championship. Normally, the KTM is quite okay in those conditions. If people run out of time to make a proper setup, maybe we can play around. Let's see what happens. We have to be calm and try to not make a big mess. While Acosta insists he's committed to KTM, the reality is simple. If results don't improve, the pressure to jump to Ducati will only increase. For now, his focus is on COTA, where he hopes tricky conditions could help KTM get back in the mix. But with VR46 Ducati likely to have an open seat in 2026, the MotoGP paddock will be watching his every move. Pedro Acosta says the KTM dream is still alive, but with rumors swirling and results not meeting expectations, could his long-term future lie elsewhere? The Americas GP could be a crucial weekend in shaping his 2025 season and beyond. Jorge Martin's Aprilia debut remains on hold due to injuries, but the reigning champion is taking a crucial step in his recovery by traveling to COTA. Although he won't be racing, Martin will spend the weekend with his new team, gaining valuable insight into their race operations before his expected comeback at the Qatar Grand Prix next month. It's a move that has been welcomed across the MotoGP paddock, with Marc Marquez calling it a smart decision. Marquez also believes Martin will benefit from early adaptation to his new environment. It's good for him and for Aprilia. We need the number one on the racetrack, and we need Aprilia at the top. A championship with more riders and manufacturers is a better championship. It's a good strategy. It's a new team for him, and he needs to adapt to both the bike and the team. So this is a way to prepare. Quote from Marc Marquez. Alex Marquez echoed his brother's thoughts, emphasizing the importance of reconnecting with the team. It's good to be back at a racetrack and see how your team is working. He only had one test in Montmello and nothing in Sepang. It'll be nice to see him around the paddock. Quote from Alex Marquez. It's a strategy that has been used before. Franco Morbidelli, who made a similar visit to his Pramac team last year while sidelined, believes Martin will gain valuable experience just by being present. I did the same last year in Qatar. Too much time away from races can be counterproductive. Spending time with your team, especially a new one, is important. Quote from Morbidelli. Martin's injury troubles began with a crash during preseason testing at Sepang, limiting him to just 13 laps on the Aprilia. A second training accident then caused further damage, ruling him out of the first 3 rounds. His initial comeback attempt at the Thai GP was abandoned due to the severity of his injuries, but Qatar remains the target for his long-awaited return. The goal is to be ready for Qatar. This weekend is about learning and preparing. Quote from Martin. With the Qatar Grand Prix set for April 11th to 13th, all eyes will be on Martin's recovery in the coming weeks. Jorge Martin may not be racing at COTA, but his presence in the Aprilia garage marks an important step in his comeback. Will the reigning champion be ready to fight again in Qatar? We'll find out soon. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you next time.